Okay, so good evening to everyone. So we are presenting our topic for today of the lymphatic and immune system prepared by Group 7. So what is the lymphatic and immune system? As you can see, that the lymphatic system is a network of tissues, vessels, and organs that work together to move a colorless, watery fluid called lymph back into your circulatory system. It means your bloodstream. So these are like the colorless, like a water fluid that will connect to your tissues, your vessels, and organs so that they will work together. So the immune system as well includes the white blood cells and organs and tissues of the lymph system, such as the thymus, spleen, tonsils, lymph nodes, lymph vessels, and bone marrow. So these are the white blood cells that will protect you from any diseases. So the functions are: your lymphatic system has many functions. Its key functions include maintains fluid vessels in your body, as just described. The lymphatic cells collects excess fluid that drains from cells and tissues throughout your body and returns it to your bloodstream, which is then recirculated through your body. The lymphatic system is part of the immune system. As I've said earlier, it produces and releases lymphocytes, white blood cells, and other immune cells that monitor and then destroy the foreign invaders, such as bacteria, viruses, parasites, and fungi that may enter your body, transports and removes waste products and abnormal cells from the lymph. So that is how the lymphatic system works together with the immune system. So they will always protect your body from any diseases, and they will always remove waste. So when your immune system is working properly, it can tell which cells are yours and which substances are foreign to your body. So it is easy for them to detect. It activates, mobilizes, attacks, and kills foreign invader germs that can cause you harm. So your immune system learns about germs after you've been exposed to them too. So let's say that you are sick, and they know that you are sick, so they kill the germs and the diseases that are inside your body. So after you're getting well, they know already what is their enemy. So your body develops antibodies to protect you from those specific germs. So as you can see, that an example of this concept occurs when you get a vaccine. So your immune system builds up antibodies to foreign cells in the vaccine and will quickly remember these foreign cells and destroy them if you are exposed to them in the future. So that is how the lymphatic system and the immune system works. So when you get a vaccine, they will already know. So you'll always be protected. Although you'll still be getting sick, but at least they produce a great effect to defend your body. That's it.
So the major components of the system. Next, so vessels like arteries and veins, lymphatic vessels sprawls in a connected system to collect the lymph that leaks from the blood capillaries and conduct it to the large veins of the neck at the junction of the internal jugular vein and the subclavian vein. The network functions to return lymph to the general circulation. To simplify, vessels' function is to keep our body tissues hydrated by eliminating all fluids that leak out of our blood vessels back to the circulatory system. Next, nodes or lymph nodes. Its function is to filter small bean-shaped glands that produce lymphocytes, filter harmful substances from the tissues, contains macrophages which are cells that digest cellular debris, pathogens, and other foreign substances. Major groups of lymph nodes are located in the tonsils, adenoids, armpits, neck, groin, and mediastinum. They filter the lymph that passes through the vessels. Overlarge lymph nodes are indications of infections of some kind. So to so the function of nodes is to filter out the damaged and malignant cells. Next, tonsils. Tonsils are located in the back of your mouth. Each one of us normally has four sets of tonsils. Tonsils are lymphophytelial tissues located in your mouth and throat. Tonsils prevent foreign objects from slipping into the lungs. They also stop germs entering the body through the mouth or nose. They also next they also produce white blood cells and antibodies. Thymus. The thymus is a little organ that sits right above your heart. It is in the thymus that T cells, which target pathogens and infections, mature and become specialized. The thymus is that of an average adult, an infant. Next, next, Ocampo. The thymus is that of an average adult. An infant's thymus is quite large. As you age, the thymus atrophies is replaced by adipose tissues or fat tissues. It also produces lymphocytes. Spleen. Spleen is the largest organ of the lymphatic system. It processes blood and removes dead or defective and red blood cells and keeps a reserve of blood in case of hemorrhage. It also produces new red blood cells in a developing fetus. It is also the location where lymphocyte populations increase. Did you know you can live without a spleen? Your liver will take over some of the spleen's work.
So, moving on, so a flow of the system, a flow of the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is actually a subsystem of immune system and and your circulatory system. Ang circulatory system na to is mo-carry na siya og 20 liters of plasma flow throughout sa mga body. Tapos ang 17 liters sana mobalik sa circulation sa blood flow. While ang remaining ato like ang 3 liters sana is ma-leak kay di man perfect ato ang body. So naay mga leak. So mo-leak na siya sa ato ang tissues. And then this is where the lymphatic system plays part. Ang lymphatic system mo collect na siya sa excess fluid nga gikuan sa circulatory system. Tawag na is lymph. So, ang katong lymph moagi na siya from smaller vessels to larger vessels, then sa nodes. Ang small something niya marbles kay mo na siya yung nodes na to. Ang nodes na to is maka-filter na siya sa lymphs nga excess fluid. Then after sa nodes, subclavian vein, then balik sa bloodstream. So ang kanang lymphatic system na to na siya primary lymphoid organs ug secondary lymphoid organs. Ang primary lymphoid organs na to is ang bone marrow and thymus. Dire mo produce o mo mature o mo select ang ato ang body o sa mga defense sa ato ang body. Diri siya mo produce og mga cells katong mga white blood cells, red blood cells and platelets. Then variety din na nga blood nga cells. Ang secondary lymphoid organs na to, ang nodes, spleen ug nodules na to, diha na mo work ang katong gipang produce nga cells. Diha na sila ipang deploy, then diha sila mo encounter sa mga pathogens. Diha nila mahibaw-an kung asa ang self o asa ang self o asa ang non-self. So mo din siya ang bone marrow. Diri mo mature ang mga T cells or lymphocytes dere og sa spleen. So, moving on sa role of the lymphatic system and circulatory system. Actually, na-mention na niya siya sa ato flow of the lymphatic system. Nga kung unsa to'y leak sa circulatory system, i-collect sa lymphatic system. Okay, para to avoid any health risks sa atong lawas. So, ako ra i-mention diri is ang flow sa circulatory system kay loop, which is pabalik-balik ra siya, circulation. While ang lymphatic system, one-way vessel ra siya. Ang lymph, di na siya motuyok, kaisa ra siya moagi sa lymph vessels. So, ang flow of the immune system, start sa example, mapakan ka og mosquito, di ba, mangatol mo kana, kabantay mo ng red lump, kay, kana siya, kanang red lump nga katol kayo, kay, mo na siya crucial signal nga imong immune system, naga-work, gina-protect imo body by your immune system. So, what is immune system? Immune system, di ba, is a vast network of cells, tissues, and organs that coordinates your body's defenses. Mention na siya ni Fensalida. So, without it, bisag ma-paper cut ra ka, bisag magtandog ra ka gabo, fatal na kaya na siya. So, this system relies on millions of defensive white blood cells, also known as leukocytes. Muna siya ang white blood cells, originated in our bone marrow. So, kaning mga cells, work na siya sa security personnel. Naka-watch naman na diri og sa cells at work pa. Kasi naka-watch og cells at work. So, dito makahibaw ka kung unsay works sa white blood cells. So, moving on, natay two main cell group. It's called phagocytes and phagocytes first. So, phagocytes dahil is mo-trigger na siya by sending macrophages and dendritic cells into the blood. So, as these circulate sa itong body, sila mo destroy sa mga foreign cells nga ilang ma-encounter. Ilang ng kanon simply by consuming them. That allows phagocytes to identify antigen and the invaders they just ingested. So, kung unsa to ilang mga nakaon, ilan na tong mabutang sila hang kanang makibaw na to sila nga kato siya kay foreign nga cells nga makadestroy sa mong body. So, ang phagocytes na to is naay macrophages ug dendritic cells. Next is the lymphocytes. So, ang lymphocytes called T cells. Sila go in search of infected body cells and swiftly kill them off. Then, in elaborative way, ang lymphocytes, sila sa, kung asa na to ang na-infect na, sila yung adto. Like, if, example, nanay na danger sa imong body, sila na mo adto dito. While ang phagocytes, sila rin mo encounter if, mintras wala pa na-infect. While ang lymphocytes, kung na-infect na, sila na ang mo encounter ato. So, ang lymphocytes na to na T cells and B cells. B cells, kay they use the information gathered from the unique antigens. So, sila ang murag mo encode kung asay self o asay non-self. Wa ang T cell, mo na siya ang murag mo defend na. So, ang purpose of the system, kay dili na siya always makastop from getting you ill. Pero, that's not its purpose. Its actual job is to stop a threat from escalating dangerous levels inside your body. The system will help us develop long-term immunity. When B cells and T cells identify antigens, they can use that information to recognize invaders in the future. So, kung magbalik na gani ang mga threat, kay dali-dali na lang sa cell i-deploy ang right nga antibodies to tackle it before it affects any more cell. Mong tawag na immune na ka, isog na ka immunity. Some people have autoimmune diseases which trick the immune system into attacking the body's own perfectly healthy cells. No one knows what causes them. So, if ganahan mo watch like sa makasabot jud mo is watch lang mo ang video sa YouTube.
So hello. So for diseases and disorders. So for the first example is the tonsillulitis. So tonsillulitis are the small lumps of hardened material formed in your tonsils in the back of your throat. They are bits of food or debris that collect in the crevices of your tonsils and harden or calcify. They are typically white or light yellow, and some people can see them when examining their tonsils. So tonsillitis are mostly common to people who have more tonsillar crypts. So the causes of tonsillitis are your tonsils are filled with nooks and crannies where bacteria and other things, including dead cells and mucus, can get trapped. So tonsil sto- ton- when this happens, the debris can band together. Tonsil stones form when this debris hardens or calcifies. The appearance of tonsil stones depends on the tonsil structure. So, in order to avoid tonsil stones, brush and floss regularly. Make sure to brush the front and back of your tongue. Quit smoking. Gargle with salt water after eating. Use a water pick to clean your mouth and help dislodge it. Drink your water. So, for the next example of diseases in the lymphatic and immune system is the lymphangiomatosis. So, lymphangiomatosis is a condition marked by the presence of cysts that result from an increased both in the size and number of thin-walled lymphatic channels that are normally interconnected and dilated. So, lymphangiomatosis typically appears in the lungs, pleura, and typically the surrounding soft tissues of the chest. Lymphangiomatosis can also potentially affect any part of the body except for the brain. So, the exact cause of diffuse pulmonary lymphangiomatosis in general is believed to result from abnormalities in the development of the lymphatic vascular system during embryonic growth. So, there is no known way to prevent lymphangiomatosis, the condition in which benign tumors grow in the pathways of the lymphatic system is congenital. Symptoms usually occur during childhood and are almost always present by the age of 20. So, eh, so for the next is the type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is a condition in which your immune system destroys insulin making cells in your pancreas. These are called beta cells. Beta cells' very function is to produce and secrete insulin, the hormone responsible for regulating levels of glucose in the blood. This condition is used to be called a juvenile diabetes because it usually occurs in young people. So the causes of type 1 diabetes are the following: dehydration, weight loss, diabetic ketoacidosis or DKA, damage to your body. Type 1 diabetes can be prevented. Doctors can even tell who will get it and who won't. No one knows for sure what causes type 1 diabetes, but scientists think it has something to do with genes. But just getting the genes for the diabetes isn't usually enough. So, the, for the last one is the rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is a chronic, progressive, and disabling autoimmune disease. It causes inflammation, swelling, and pain in and around the joints and can affect other body organs. Rheumatoid arthritis is usually affects the hand and feet first, but it can occur in any joint. So the exact cause is unknown, but some researchers think it's caused by a combination of genetic hormones and environmental factors. Normally, your immune system protects your body from diseases. With rheumatoid arthritis, something triggers your immune system to attack your joints. An infection, smoking, or physical or emotional stress may be triggering. And there is no way to prevent rheumatoid arthritis, but the chances of getting it may lower if you don't smoke or quit smoking. As smoking can make the disease get worse faster and lead to more joint damage, especially if you are ages 55 or younger. So that will be all for the disease and disorders of lymphatic and immune system.